Hello everyone, and welcome to You're Addicted to What? I'm your host, Andy Alfredo, and here with our first guest is Taylor, who's addicted to eating paper. Hello, Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
So, Taylor, tell us more about your addiction.
Well, currently it's actually chewing paper. It's kind of like a dog bone. You know how dogs chew on bones to keep them entertained and clean their teeth? That's exactly what I'm doing, but with paper.
Now, has been eating paper, is it harmful to your health?
I have pulled a few teeth if I try and tug it, so I stopped doing that. And if I swallow it, it just messes up the system, you know? But other than that, no. Not that I know of, at least.
Do you plan to stop eating paper anytime in the future?
When there's a new invention that lets you chew on stuff, and stuff that you don't need to swallow and you can chew on it constantly to either clean your teeth or just keep yourself distracted. I haven't heard of a product like that yet, though.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the show.
You too. Thanks for having me.
And our next guest is Nikki, who's addicted to stealing things. Hello, Nikki.
Hello.
Hello, Nikki. Nikki?
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Pleasure having you on the show. So, tell me more about your addiction of stealing things.
Well, this started back when I was in second grade or so, mostly because I didn't get any allowance from parents, so how was I supposed to get things like chocolate and stuff? So it basically started with small things like little chocolate bars and from like convenience stores like 7-Eleven and all that sort of stuff. But eventually over the years it grew bigger and bigger, more materialistic. So I started like pickpocketing people, and then I started stealing phones, magazines, all that sort of stuff.
Have you ever felt bad about stealing anything?
Well, probably the only time I've ever felt bad was because I accidentally stole something that was from someone who ended up dying 2 years later. But that was in the past. It can't harm them anymore because, they're dead.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you plan to stop stealing anything anytime soon?
Why would I? Because, it's free stuff. You don't have to pay anything for it. That way I can spend more of that money on, rent and to other things that I can't possibly steal, like life insurance or anything. And it's just a cheap way to get everything. It's even easier in places like in Paris or London where pickpockets are everywhere, and I can just blend in with all the other pickpocketers.
Well, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Nikki? Oh, okay. Well, tune in next week to see the man who's married to his car and the woman who loves to bathe in animal blood as part of her beauty routine.
Hello and welcome to the Summer McWonder Show. I have 3 guests that are total nerds, but they are so smart they've outsmarted Einstein and me, which is pretty easy. How are you guys?
Good.
So, Churro.
It's Joe, not Churro.
Call yourself whatever you want, Joe. You're a history genius, so you must know a lot about colors. What's your favorite color?
Purple, but I really like ancient Rome better.
What does that have to do with history? So I heard you're a math whiz.
Yes.
OMG, you must know a lot about pies. What's your favorite flavor?
3.1415926.
Is that a new kind of pie? Where can I get that? What's the address?
A math textbook.
Math Textbook Avenue. Perfect. I've got to remember that. Okay, thanks. Speaking of books, our reading whiz, Hermione over there, he reads 3 books a day, Bible-sized. So, you've read a lot of books. What's your favorite movie?
What's a movie? Is it one of those electronic things?
You know, the electronic thingies, typey, pressy. Man, I guess I am smarter than these 3. I knew it all along. Join us next time to see 3 preschool dropouts try to outsmart me. They probably can.
explanation has yet been offered, and there is limited information available. But to the best of our knowledge, the entire world is under this seemingly impossible phenomenon.
All military assets are reported in and are secure. We've grounded all flights and directed any planes in the air to land as soon as possible. We've closed trading on the stock market, closed all banks, and even closed the schools. Surprisingly, everyone is, for lack of a better term, behaving themselves.
People are in shock, Josh. They don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to think right now. It's only when the shock wears off that things are going to get complicated.
We are receiving word that President Adams will be delivering an address in the next 20 minutes.
What the hell am I supposed to say?
You have to assure the people of America that the situation is under control.
The situation isn't under control at all. My hair was gray and my arthritis was terrible. Now look. Ow! I'm a kid again. So are you. So is she. So is everyone else.
Right, the playing field is level. So far, our cognitive abilities are still intact. Could be worse as far as I'm concerned.
I wouldn't get too used to that level playing field, sir.
Elaborate, quickly and concisely, Mr. Anderson.
You remember Charlie.
Yeah, he's the new speechwriter, right? We were supposed to meet and go over my speech at the correspondence dinner.
Yes, indeed you were, Madam President. Charlie, tell the president the last thing you remember.
I remember serious butt at a pickup basketball game after school. Not quite sure how I got here, though. And what happened to my clothes? These sure as hell don't fit, and if someone stole my Jordans...
Can you tell us what year it is, Charlie?
Yeah, dude, it's 1997, duh.
Oh, crap. Exactly. You see, Charlie here was napping when whatever this was happened. The theory is that as soon as we go to sleep, we lose all of our memories and wake up without the memories or knowledge that we gained as adults.
So, to recap, the whole entire world is turned into teenagers. Those of us who are awake remember our adult lives. But once we fall asleep, our minds will also revert back to those of teenagers?
That's what we know so far, yes, ma'am.
All right, can you give me and the president the room, guys?
We have just received word that people who were asleep during this, I really don't know exactly what to call it, are waking up with no memory of the time between the age they were before and the age they are now. In other words, when I wake up, I'm not going to remember high school, college, and the 10 years afterward. I'm going to be 15 again. This is Lydia Leon, iCreaTV News. Back to the studio.
And we're out. I need a new camera stand. It weighs a ton and costs more than I make in a month. I don't want to be responsible for breaking it. You held it together well considering.
Thanks. It really didn't strike me until the end.
I was good with the getting younger thing, but not with the losing my memories thing.
Not so much.
Yeah, you're far from alone on that one.
Yeah! All right, it's a miracle. I'm a kid again. Praise Jesus, praise Allah, praise Buddha, and whoever those Scientology folks pray to. I'm a kid again.
Get the camera on. Lydia, go talk to this guy.
Seriously?
We're newsmen.
News people.
Right. This is the most incredible thing any of us are ever going to cover. We're also all going to lose our adult memories when we pass out from exhaustion. I want all the footage I can so little me knows what an awesome producer I was. Now get going.
Sir, we've all got younger. No one's sure why.
Who cares why? This is great.
Well, we've also learned that when we go to sleep, we'll lose all of our adult memory.
Sister, I gotta tell you, my adult life ain't been that great. But right now, I'm as happy as a pin.
You can't say that on national TV.
Excuse me, but I'm just so darn happy about this whole thing. I think I'm gonna go skinny dipping in the ocean. Peace out.
Okay, cut.
Maybe he's right.
I don't think it's as simple as that.
Okay, copy that. We'll head on over there. They want us on scene for the president's address. Apparently, you're one of the only reporters in the area who hasn't totally melted down.
Wow.
It's somewhat dubious honor, don't you think?
Well, look at it this way, Lydia. After you go to sleep, you aren't going to remember it anyway.
Excuse me, for bringing up a practical concern. The whole world has or is about to lose a lifetime worth of memories. What could be more important than getting our memories back?
Oh, I don't know. Public safety, national security, transportation, economic stability, control over nuclear reactors, food supply.
None of which we will have if people don't remember anything.
People aren't going to be able to do their old jobs anymore.
I don't even think I'm old enough to drive anymore.
Ha, that's the best thing I've heard all week. How many accidents have you been in this year? 5, 6?
3. But only 2 were my fault.
Sooner or later, we are all going to have to fall asleep. Once this happens, then we are going to forget that we are the people we are. You all have choices to make. I wouldn't begrudge you one bit if you wanted to go home to your families and spend the last few hours you have with them. If you are willing to stay, to try and figure out a way to keep things from totally falling apart, then let's get to work. If not, I thank you for your service and wish you the best of luck. Okay then, I have to address the nation. Scratch that. The world in just over 10 minutes. There's no playbook for this. No SOP, no precedent. What we do in the next few hours is going to shape the future of the world. Gretchen, your job is to keep the lights on. Literally. Get whoever you can from all the energy providers on the phone and have them get you plans and guidelines for managing our power and resources.
Remember that we need to be doing everything with the idea in mind that teenagers are operating everything.
Use video as much as possible. I mean, I learned how to cook by watching cooking shows. It's the quickest way.
She's right.
I'm on it.
Thanks. Get started now. We are definitely working against the clock.
Madam President.
I hear your concern, Alana. People have a right to know who they were.
Should they, though?
What's that, Colin?
I just think we may be thinking about this the wrong way.
How's that?
What if we aren't supposed to know who we were?
We don't have time for an existential quasi-hippy-dippy-flippy-go-free-free discussion, Colin. I'm almost 20 years younger than I was a few hours ago. I'm not about to let that 20
Let him
years...
speak, Josh.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm just saying that being 14 was bad enough without a lifetime of screw-ups, regrets, and wish I had tied to it. Maybe we should give ourselves a shot at a fresh start.
That's a hell of a risk.
I'm not talking about destroying our society and starting from scratch here, Sam. I'm saying we should have a choice between having full knowledge of who we were and what we did the first time around.
I have a daughter and a son who need their mother, Colin. I'm about to wake up and not remember having them.
Are they even going to recognize you?
Nice, Colin. Real nice.
What? It's a valid point. How are parents supposed to raise their kids without any memories of them?
We can't get weighed down in this kind of crap.
Raising children isn't crap, Josh.
I realize that, but if we don't figure out a way to keep some semblance of our government, our infrastructure, ideas, and our ideals alive, then none of it's going to matter. I don't know about any of you guys, but I wasn't a very nice kid when I was a teenager. I was confused, impulsive, and I was not at all grateful for what I had. If that's the attitude, I don't think we're going to get very far.
Well, what do you suggest?
We need to leave ourselves a roadmap.
To where?
I don't know, to where we wish we could be right now. Maybe Colin's right about not wanting the burden of who we used to be bother us. But we need to leave ourselves a plan, don't we?
You know something? Maybe we don't.
Ma'am?
Isn't our plan the reason we have all these problems anyway?
I blame Congress, actually.
I blame the last president.
I think she's thinking bigger picture, guys.
Josh is right, of course. Teenagers are emotional, impulsive, but they do have more optimism than adults. We're about to live in a world where everyone has their whole life ahead of them.
And not a clue what to do with it.
But that's okay, Sam. It's like Josh said before. It's a level playing field.
This country was founded on the idea that everyone is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There have always been obstacles that don't allow people a fair shot at these seemingly basic rights. Not the least of which when someone older than you tells you that their way is better.
All of our problems aren't just gonna disappear because we're young again.
But if the field truly is level,
And we have a chance to do it better. Thanks, guys. It's time to go speak to the people. Josh, I want you to get me the chairman of Joint Chiefs, Secretary of State, and as many senior members as you can find. And it'd be nice to get some clothes that could fit at some point.
We have them. Had to sharpen the juniors department, though.
That's one advantage to this for sure.
Yeah.
This is Lydia Leon sending it back to the studio.
And we're out.
What do you think she's gonna say?
I don't know. Undoubtedly, she'll try to offer reassurance.
How's she supposed to do that?
Well, hopefully her and her brain trust have come up with a plan.
What are you guys gonna do after we cover this story?
Stay up as long as I can, I guess.
Not a bad plan. I really don't know what to do. I want to keep my job, but the younger me isn't going to remember doing this job.
Yeah. My mom called and she said my dad was napping when it happened. He woke up and thought it was 1980.
He had no idea who your mom was?
Luckily, they knew each other in high school, but me, he has no idea about.
Sorry, Don.
It's okay. I guess I'm not the only one.
The teenagers of today are going to be the wise ones now.
That's a scary thought. My nephew barely looks up from his phone when I walk in.
How about we get a more direct line of sight to the podium?
Man, I just got my makeshift to stop wobbling.
Think of it as an opportunity to make it even sturdier than before.
He's always so optimistic, even in this metamorphosis.
I wish I was uninsured.
You act that way on camera.
Thanks. I spent years perfecting it, but when I go to sleep, I'm going to forget it all.
Who says you won't be even better at it with the second chance?
The second chance.
Go, ladies! We're live at 30!
Coming!
With President Carolyn J. Adams about to speak for the first time since the incident that has left us all looking like teenagers, and we'll eventually claim all of our memories from our teenagers and now, the shock still has not subsided for most people.
Like what you see?
Never thought I'd see it again.
Gretchen just called in. She says things are moving along nicely. Energy, HUD, Defense, and Treasury are all ahead of schedule on their new protocol. She seems optimistic that the government will be able to function under the new circumstances.
Well, an optimistic Gretchen is certainly encouraging.
Optimism seems to be running rampant around here.
When all else fails, you might as well have a little faith.
There's more to it than that. You saw something that I totally missed.
I just listened to all you guys and put all the pieces together.
But not for nothing, Madam President. You convinced me.
One down, a few billion to go.
I like those odds.
Hey, you call your kids? Call them.
And tell them what? Hey, honey, it's Mom. I'm your age now. Let's hang out.
No, tell them you love them. Tell them we're going to figure it out.
On a wing and a prayer because the president says so?
Because we're human. We adapt.
We have never had to adapt to something like this before.
That's the fun of it. These are the...
Dang, sorry, dude.
That was my bad. Really? Yes, really.
Go on. Dang, it feels great to be a kid again.
Call your kids. You'll figure out what to say.
What are you going to do?
Long term, who knows? Short term, I'm going to go beat the daylight out of Sam. Sam, get over here!
Hey, sweetie. It's Mom.
It's time, Madam President.
My last speech is this version of myself. Better make it a good one. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
My fellow Americans, this is an unprecedented time. Never before have we been able to right our wrongs, correct our mistakes, and have a second chance at the life we've always dreamed of. You have a choice ahead of you. Make a roadmap of what to do or what not to do based on your life choices. You can document your life, download your Instagram photos, save your Snapchats, record your Facebook newsfeed, or make a tutorial of what to do in your life in YouTube. Or start over. Use the second chance to manifest your destiny. The choice is yours. Thank you.